Hey, folks. Hello, I'm Mike.
How's it going? I'm Eric.
This is GoManDo, and here we are for episode number 2.
Episode number 2.
So today we got some stuff to talk about. One of the things I want to talk about, Eric, and we made a lot of changes over time, but GoManDo and the origins of GoManDo. When we first started this thing, and this is 20 years old now.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, and I've owned the what's it called? The IRL?
Yeah. URL. Yeah.
And all that stuff for years and years and years, and we never really did anything with it. But GoManDo came when I was a young guy and I was just starting out in the sales industry, and I was rushing out of the office, and I had my briefcase and I had my remember those giant phones, and I had my pager. Remember my pager?
Oh, yeah.
Had the pager, had all that stuff, and I was rushing out, had my arms all full, and I was going out our mechanic, who's Gary, who's got a really good sense of humor. He was standing there as I was going out, and I walked by him, or I rushed by him, and he said, "Go, man, do." And so I went out and did all my stuff. I had some calls to make because I had a meeting to take. And I came back to the office, and I walked into my office, and there was a big sign hanging over my desk from the ceiling, and it said, "Go, man, apostrophe, do, exclamation point."
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's where this came from. That's where GoManDo came from.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And that was many, many, many years ago. And at the time, and we wanted to do something with it, do Facebook things with it, do this with it, do the other thing with it. And so we decided we were going to be the place for everyday adventurers. And what was the other? What's your adventure? Was our other thing that we had.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that for a while, but that got confusing because everybody thought we were talking about extreme sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, no, we weren't. We were trying to be, when I talked about adventure, I was talking more like, gardening.
Going for a walk.
Yeah, right. That kind of adventures. Because as we know, I'm a man of a certain age. So, I ordered a bunch of these things right here. Look at them. I ordered I got boxes of these things, and they're wrong now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to donate them to somebody or do something.
I got a box at home, and they're helping a certain college student.
Exactly. That's a good thing to do right there. It's
That's
perfect.
right.
That's what I'll do with them. So, so we need to order updated ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can just have them.
It's more of what we're doing.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're people of a certain age. We're men and women of a certain age, and we are winning at life. And what was our third thing? Our original one?
Everyday moments.
And we want to talk about everyday moments. Not everyday adventures, because that got confusing,
Right.
But everyday moments.
Everyday moments, which makes more sense. Gardening, going on walks,
Taking a vacation,
enjoying good food.
going to Japan, staying in a hotel, because we're winning at life. So those are the things that we do, right?
Right.
So that'll be fun.
Sounds good.
So that's where we're at with GoManDo. We're gonna tweak as we go along to try to get as many people watching, listening, and interacting as possible.
Yep. And it's all a work in progress. So if you guys watching, if you have any ideas for episodes, topics you want to hear about, let us know in the comments.
And they can reach us on Facebook and
Right.
YouTube.
Facebook and YouTube are going to be our 2 major platforms. Yep.
So you can leave comments and you can make suggestions. You can interact with us there. We really look forward to that. I had mentioned Japan.
Yeah.
So that's a long haul flight. And I've been doing something lately for the past few years because the cost of living is getting so completely out of control in this country. I mean, it's wild. I look at people and I don't know how they can make it. I see what they do for a living.
Yeah.
And I kind of get an idea of how can they make it?
The average price of a home right now is like $425,000.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the average person's making what? 60, 70, 75,000, something like that?
Yep.
So I don't know how they're doing it, and I guess that's why so many people are, renting, and it's taking most of their money when they rent.
Yeah.
So because of that, and that started a few years back, but it's getting worse and worse as we go along. So I joined something called International Living, and they talk about where you can go and you can live on your pension or your this or that like a king, for $3,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, so I started reading that thing, and they would send me a thing every, on the email, and then a little booklet every month. I got a ton of them over here, and so I said, let's go check some places out. So I wanted to go check these places out to see what they're all about, because I would like to, because I got my house here, and then I'm going to have wintertime starting to get to me a little bit, being a man of a certain age.
Just now starting to get to you. It's gotten to me.
The last few years, not so much before, but the last few years it really has.
Oh, yeah. I do that hour drive to and from work. Over an hour there, hour back.
See, when I was driving all the time, right now I'm not driving nearly as much as I used to. I used to drive all over God's green earth, and I hated driving in the wintertime even then. Yeah. So, but it's not the driving's part of it, but just the wintertime part of it. I want warm weather.
Yeah, and for those watching, if they don't know where we are, we're in the Midwest area.
We're in the Midwest, yeah. So we get 4 seasons.
Yeah, and it gets snowy.
Yeah. So I started going to places. I went to Thailand. I went to Philippines.
Yep.
I just went to Japan because I always wanted to go there. It's not really a warm weather place unless you go all the way down to Okinawa. But, and so I've been looking at these places to possibly stay there for 3-4 months of the year while it's cold here. And the way you get there, to these places that I got to go are long haul flights.
Yeah.
So you guys have been on long haul flights. You know what I'm talking about. They can be a nightmare. I don't know how other people stay sane. I'm taking these long haul flights. I'd love to hear what you guys do. I generally just read or try to sleep if I possibly can. So I started taking these long haul flights, and I'm sitting in we have a Delta hub where we're at. So Delta's got something called, they got Coach, and then they got something called Comfort Plus.
Okay.
Then they got First Class. Yeah. So the Comfort Plus is kind of in between. And the way it is, it's 2 seats, 3 or 4 seats, and then 2 seats with the double aisle, the big jets. And they're not bad, but it's basically a regular seat.
Oh.
You got a little more room.
Yeah.
And you got someone right next to you.
Okay.
You're right there. They're right next to you. So, and, when you take these flights from Detroit to places like, the Philippines or all these Thailand or all these places I've been going, they cost for the Comfort Plus, it's about $3,000, $3,400, somewhere in there. So I'm looking at the First Class because then you got your own space. You can go and it makes a bed and it's the whole thing. And it's much more. So those are about $8,000.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big difference.
Big difference. But is it worth it? Maybe when I was younger, I would have been like, I would never do that.
Right.
What doesn't bother me. I'm telling you guys, after I take these long haul flights, my ass hurts for, month.
Yeah.
Month.
You're still feeling the effects of one of your flights.
I'm still feeling it from March.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because I go in March and in October. Those are the times that I like to go.
Mm-hmm.
So a few years ago, I said, okay, I'm going to try First Class. So I did a First Class flight to whoever it was. It was wonderful because you don't get that. You don't get that thing. You don't get that feeling. You don't get the pain. You can lay down. There's way more room. But again, it's $8,000. So, it gets super pricey. And then, you're going to these places, you're spending money, even though it's cheaper to live there. When you go there, we're Americans, so we're spending and we're not.
Oh yeah. Because you're going there as a tourist right now.
Yeah.
You're not living there. So
exactly. And that's the problem. I'm not really getting the effect that I need to get.
Right.
I'm not seeing what I really need to see. I'm going to places where you could possibly live. Mm-hmm. I'm not just going to a big town. Like I'll go to a big town and then I'll go from there, take a little puddle jumper to somewhere, where Americans go.
Yeah.
Or expats go.
Yeah. But you're still not experiencing that. What it is.
You know why? Because I'm staying in a resort.
Exactly. You're not going and getting groceries and cooking your own food,
right.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. You may be hitting some of the local spots.
So that's going to come later, what they call slow travel.
Yeah.
And that'll come later when I actually retire, and then I have a month or 2 or 3. Because right now I've got 10 days or whatever.
Sure.
Because I'm taking off work, to do this.
Yeah.
And that way I'll be able to go and I can stay and I can rent an Airbnb or whatever on the beach, and I can experience what it's like to actually live there.
Yeah.
Instead of staying in a nice resort.
Then you can figure out, is this the place for me for 3 months?
Yeah. Or I can go there for a month and say, let's try another island or let's try another place. So that's going to be the plan. So because my butt hurts so bad, and when I drive my car, dude, my office is a long way away from here.
Mm-hmm.
I have to drive 2.5 hours to get there. But I only go once every week or 2. So I bought these things. This is a thing that inflates, and you put it in, in your seat, or you sit down on it. It's supposed to keep your ass from getting sore. And then this is just a thing that inflates, and it's a back thing. So we're going to try those things, see if they work. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but how do you guys do it? How do you do it? That's just the brand name. I saw it, and there was an advertisement on Facebook. It's probably a waste of money. I'm not sure. You know how those Facebook things are.
Yeah, these weren't cheap, though.
They weren't cheap, dude. How do you guys do it? How do you keep my ass? I mean, I can't. It's bad news. So I don't know how you guys do it, but how do you do it? Let me know. Are you using these kind of deals, or are you just flying? Are you just sucking it up and flying first class? Because that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just continue to do that because I sucked it up. No, I was flying first class. I was paying the money and then I said, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I want to pay that twice a year. And so then I flew that Comfort Plus again last year one time. Dude, no. I'm going back to first class.
Yeah.
Because it's just too much. But I bought these just to have them so I can maybe use it in my car when I drive to the office.
Oh, there you go.
Because when I get to that office and I climb out of that car, wow. Wow.
Yep. 2.5 hours on the road.
2.5 hours on the road. We talked about this where we were going to do this, but then we're going to do something different to try to attract people. We wrote down these 3 things. Everyday moments.
Yep.
The everyday moments that make up a full life.
Yes.
A fulfilling life.
Yeah.
And then people of a certain age, men and women of a certain age, I'm a man of a certain age. So, and you're getting there. And you'll be there before you know it.
Stop reminding me.
I'm sorry. And then people who are winning at life.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the people that we want to attract. Those are the people we want to talk to. Those are the people we want to interact with. And those are the people we want to watch our podcast. So if you're a like-minded person, just like the people I just described, by God, this is the place for you.
That's right. And like we said earlier, leave your comments below. We read them, we respond to them, and we take what you have to say to heart. And we'll talk about topics that you guys bring up. And, we're looking forward to making this a community as interactive as we can. Since
Absolutely.
We're not live, as interactive as we can.
Absolutely. GoManDo was always meant to be a community.
Yes.
When it very first started. So
that's when you brought me on board. That's what you wanted. You wanted a community. You wanted a place for people to come together.
Yeah.
And that's what the place for everyday adventures. Yeah, that was the original.
And everybody's like, well, extreme sports.
Yeah.
And we're like, no.
Oh, not quite.
Oh, you guys see my buddy here? Godzilla. Well, I was in Japan. Japan was the best place I've been. Tokyo was unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a place. I mean, what a place. Godzilla is real in Tokyo. He is everywhere in Tokyo. And you walk around, man, there's Godzilla, this Godzilla, that. There's Godzilla movies playing all over. I mean,
There's that Godzilla peeking over the building.
there's the Godzilla peeking over the building. I was right there, right next to him. Yeah, and then the when you walk down that street, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show called what's that called? Midnight Diner. And Midnight Diner is a show based in Tokyo, and it's about this diner that's open from midnight to 7 or 8 a.m. all night long. And it's in the area that I was going to, Shinjuku. And that's where the Godzilla head's at, and he's perched up there by the Hotel Gracery. But when you walk down the street there's a big signpost, and it's Godzilla Street.
Really?
Yeah, and it says it right on
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
And then you look down there, and there's Godzilla right out there looking down at everybody. It's awesome. But if you've ever seen the movie or that show on Netflix called Midnight Diner, I suggest you watch it. It's an awesome show. And that's one of the reasons I went to Japan and I walked down that street at the beginning. They got the car going down the street, going right into Shinjuku, and it's all the buildings with all the lights at nighttime. And I walked right down that whole thing. And every time I watch that show, I watched that opening segment. I'm like, man, I was right there. I walked right down there.
Brings you back, I bet.
It was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my little butt. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I mean, that's, we really, really appreciate it. We're going to see you
in a week, every Thursday.
Yep. Thursday. So what's today? Today's Thursday. Today's not Thursday.
Today is Thursday. Yeah, we have our first episode just released today. We're recording a separate.
So yeah, our first episode released today because today's the 24th. And then next Thursday, the 31st, we'll have this episode number 2.
Right.
And we'll drop it that day.
Yep. And then next Thursday, we're going to have another episode for you guys.
We're going to try to do one every week.
We're going to try. Yep. And, it would mean the world to us. Just give us a like. If you like what we're doing, let us know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button to be notified for additional videos so you don't miss anything. And let's grow this together. Let's really build this community.
Really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time around.
All right. Take care, guys.
Right on, Eric. Good job.
Nice job. That was good.
That was good, right?
Yes.
Just the red button, Eric.
Just the red button.